friends, PC Caramon speaking here, and today we're going to talk about Linux 11.04, the latest version of Ubuntu Linux. And what I'm using today is a program called Chiasma Screencaster, and it records a video of activity on your screen. Okay, I have done a previous video on Ubuntu Linux a long time ago. I think it was the last version, and this is basically what you see in front of you is 11.04. okay, you open up your browser, which it comes by Firefox comes by default browser, which is installed on Ubuntu Linux. And this is the Ubuntu help here, 11.04, which is released in April 2011. Okay, and this is the desktop help if you're using it on a desktop computer. Now, it's pretty straightforward. Okay, now I like the other classic desktop than this particular one here. Okay, it also comes with networking tools and internet tools, video tools, and etc. Now, to download Ubuntu, you go to your search engine and you find the homepage of Ubuntu Linux here. And it'll say Get Ubuntu Linux. Okay, so if you click Get Ubuntu Linux, you can try it from a CD or USB stick, or you can run it from Windows. You can download and install. Now, you want the desktop version if you're running the desktop version, and that's the server version. Now, Ubuntu Linux is a free distro operating system. And to be quite honest with you, if you want a 32-bit recommended, you leave it set like that. If you want a 64-bit and your computer is compatible for 64, you click here. And burn your CD or create a USB drive. Okay. If you want to create a USB stick drive, you click the box here to create it for a Mac, okay, or Windows or whatever, and you click Show Me. And they do have the documentation here if you want to put it on the USB stick. It's pretty straightforward. Now, to get back to the operating system itself, it comes with a Google Firefox browser. Okay, version 6.1, the latest version. And once you install it on your computer, the first thing you want to do is go to your preferences, and you want to go to your screensaver preferences. And if you're not going to be using your computer for a while, obviously you want to move the slider whatever direction you want. Your power management, you can set it for an hour or a half an hour. Okay, it comes by default. The next thing you want to do is basically go to administration and go to your update manager. And your update manager basically will check for any updates required for your computer. And basically we click the check button, and it will ask you for your root password, okay, which is basically your administration password that you put in whenever you're installing the distro system Ubuntu to your computer, or say on your hard drive. You can also set this for it to update automatically the way you would with a Windows computer. So here you have the system, you have preferences, you have Adobe Flash, which I've put on myself. It is compatible for Bluetooth if you want to use a Bluetooth device. You want to plug in your Bluetooth USB connection. Okay, email settings, keyboard. So these are your basic settings here, network settings and etc. It automatically will pick up your Ethernet connection for you. But if you're using a wireless connection, then you would go up here and you will see your wireless connection. We basically would click on it and enter your key, your password. You also have these are your preferences. You have your administration preferences. This one here basically scans your computer and cleans up your system. Basically, if it finds a program that is of no use to you, you have the choice of removing it. You also have a disk utility which manages your disk drives, okay, which basically will tell you this is a 1 terabyte hard drive, and it'll give me information here. It'll also let me format the drive, ease the partition if I wish, or mount the drive or format the volume. So if I open it up, you'll get a better look at it. And it says the disk is healthy. Okay, so that's your disk utilities. Up at the top here on the left, you can minimize it again, or you can close it. You can install a number of different types of firewalls on it if you wish. I would advise you to put the basic firewall on this one here, which is just your basic firewall, and this is it here. Obviously, to unlock it at the start, you would have to basically type in your administration password. Incoming deny, outgoing allow. This here is port sentry, which is a few extra security tools that I would use, and this would listen to the ports, and I have the choice of blocking any port that I want. I will maximize that. You can also go to preferences here. You can set it, by default it comes as low. Logging, listening to reporting and show notifications, okay. So that's a basic firewall I would recommend you would use just to get used to Linux, and then you can venture into IP tables and etc., which is another few firewalls that you can use on Ubuntu Linux or Mint Linux. I know open source Linux, OpenSUSE Linux has its own built-in firewall. Ubuntu Studio Controls, that's a program that I put on. Startup disk creator, if you want to create a startup disk. That's your graphic driver settings. Also, friends, you want to run this here, which is additional drivers for your computer, whether it's Windows or a desktop, or sorry, whether it's a laptop or desktop computer. You can run Windows programs on Linux, providing you use Wine. And you can also, if you play games, you can use a program called Play on Linux, which is in your distro. Always go for the ones that's recommended. And I put this one on here. It says the driver is active, is currently not in use. Okay. You can also have 3D on Ubuntu Linux. Also here you have shut down. If you're going to shut down your computer, you click shut down. You can restart, suspend or hibernate. And these are some of the useful things here. You've got help and support here. Okay, you've got quite a lot here. If you're not sure for the first time, you've got hardware and drivers. If you're worried about installing a printer, it'll explain to you here how to set up your printer and how to set it by default, and how to clear a paper challenge. So this is all open source software, friends. It is free. You install it on your computer and basically do what you like with it. And close. Also here you have your home folder, your documents, your music folder, your pictures, your videos and your downloads, and your computer. If you click the computer, it will give you all your different drives that you have. Go to your documents. Your downloads folder sits in here, and that is Spotify, which is basically, you can run Spotify by using Play on Linux program. It's a program that runs with Linux Ubuntu. I installed the X file, as you see, and I also have Spotify installed. By basically, when I downloaded, the first thing I done was right click. I went to properties. I give it permission to allow the execution file as a program. It's the first thing I ticked. And then I opened with Wine Windows Program Loader and it installed Spotify here on my computer. That's your video folder, your music folder, or sorry, your pictures folder and your music folder. That's your rubbish bin, and you can add your rubbish bin. And that'll basically add your rubbish bin for you. Your network, your file system, okay, Windows network and etc. Over here you have your applications, which they come as accessories. Some of them are installed by default. You will notice that I also use a virus scanner on Linux, even though people will tell you that 90% of the time on Linux you not get a virus, but I believe that every computer should be tagged one way or another. Basically, I would run the antivirus setup wizard. I have it automatic saved, okay. And also I would do a few other settings, preferences. All the boxes are ticked. And if I want to scan my home folder, I click the button and it'll start to scan my home folder. So that's the antivirus program for Linux. You've also got a few other security tools that you can use for to harden your system. You've got host deny, you've got SSH attack, and you can harden your system other ways. Okay, you've also can put what they call an intrusion system on your computer, which will log any intrusions on your system. Linux, you'll see us starting to check, and it'll tell you threats is found here. It automatically can set it to update itself. So we'll stop that. It scans pretty quick. And we'll lower that down and let it finish. Okay. So go back to your applications, your accessories, your disk usage analyzer, which basically will tell you what free space you have on your computer. And that tells you the capability, which is 902, depending on the size of your hard drive. You can view it as a ring chart or view it as a tree map chart. Which is not showing anything. Okay. So I've used very little. Most of my hard drives are empty. This is your terminal. When you're using your terminal in Linux, it is something similar to your Windows command system. Basically, you would type in SU first, and it'll ask you for your password. So you're able to use the terminal in Linux. You type in your password, which will come up. Obviously, it'll come up in hash. You'll not be able to read it. Let's see. And if it's typed in properly, it'll come up. It said failed. Okay, so we'll type it in again. And it's still come up failed. Okay, so when you're typing in your password, I'm using a wireless keyboard at the minute, and I think the batteries are slightly done it. So basically, you bring up your terminal, and you would type in SU, then you would type in your password. Okay, you have a help thing here on your terminal, which is a Chrome terminal 2.312. It's something similar to the Windows command. You would type in SU, type in your password, and then you could type in check root, and it'll basically start the program that I've installed for checking rootkits on my computer. You can also type in the command to update your system to the kernel. If you go to your software center, or you go to your Syntec packet manager, where you can install, remove and upgrade software. If you find that when you go to use this, it has a problem, well then you can go to your terminal and type in the command to fix, and it'll check all the packages and fix them. So it's something similar to the Windows DOS command. So that's the terminal. and the thermal comes in every distro as far as I know, because I've tested quite a lot of them out. Okay, so that's one thing you don't need to worry about the thermal. Also, I have a program on called Sweeper, which will basically something like a privacy sweeper and clear the cookies on my computer. Okay, and cleaning up, finished. Okay, but as you see the icon going around, you know it's still working. So you wait till the icon is stopped, and basically what I've done is I've cleared the recent history, cookies, web cache, and etc. of my system, and then close it. You also notice that it gives you, it's nicely laid out. You have education programs, you've got games that you can play on your computer, and there's one there called Frozen Bubble. My friends, I'm trying to give you this in good depth, because the way I do my tag is I take my time. Don't worry if the video is going to be an hour long, because I'm showing people how to get the benefit of Ubuntu Linux. Okay, rather than just do a quick test, talk about some of the things that friends, the games work on Linux, as you can see. Obviously, if you've got an external graphics card, you're going to get better quality. Also, if you've got, as I say, you've got games, you can install extra ones. You have also got graphics here. For doing, you can add extra ones yourself on it. I'll show you that in a minute. Internet, I use Google Chrome web browser and Firefox. Also, you can use Skype. And I also use Wireshark, which is a protocol analyzer. Now you've got a terminal service client to connect to a remote computer if you wish, and you can down and share files over BitTorrent if you wish. Office programs, you've got the full benefit here of the Office programs. If you have used Microsoft Office and would like to use something similar, but this one here is LibreOffice 3, and it works good. Okay. So if you want to do a presentation sheet or a documentation sheet, you've got the choices, okay? From templates, let's see, I don't think they give you any, I'm not sure whether they give you any templates or not. Oh, they do. So this is how it works, and it's free. Once again, it's all free. So that's your Office programs. You've also got a dictionary. These are sounds and video, friends. I installed Audacity. It comes in the Ubuntu Software Center. I'll show you in a minute. This one here is for creating and copying CDs or DVDs. Now this is a great program. It comes with Linux and it's free once again. And if you want to do an audio CD or video or burn an image, you can use it. And it is also free. It's called BRASERO. And that's under sound and video. You've also, this one here I've used tonight for the first, so I'm hoping the sound works out okay. This one here I've used, but I'm not really keen on it, and this desktop recorder. Okay, so you can install extra, your movie player. You can install extra programs on it to suit yourself. These are system tools. This one's called Bleach It, where you can run it as an administrator or you can run it as your home account. And override files to hide the contents, the drives that you want to do. You want to do the home computer or the whole computer, and basically you would tick the boxes, and it'll give you a description on the right hand side. And this one here is Confusion, which gives you a 3D desktop. This is Wine, okay, where you can run a Windows program on Wine. And this is your Ubuntu Software Center. In the next video we'll go into the Ubuntu Software Center and we'll show you exactly what you can do with it. Here you have got everything alphabetically, and these are the featured ones. and these are what's new. You got 36056 items available. Okay, so if you're going to use internet programs, you can go here and you can, it's all alphabetical put down for browsers and videos, etc. Right. So this is your software center, and here you've got browsers. If you click web browsers, here you have a number of different types of browsers. This is CMonkey Navigator. If you click there and click more information, here you will be given a description, CMonkey Navigator, and it'll tell you exactly what it is. If that's what you want, then you click the button. Okay, you've also add-ons here. You can tick the boxes and add these on. Just by doing this. Let's see. And then basically click install and add it on. Now, if you find that your software center is giving you trouble when you're trying to install programs on it, you can also go to your system up here, administrator, and you can also go to the Suntech package manager, okay, and you can install the program that way too. And this is something like a task manager, force quit. Okay, well, let's open it again. Sometimes when a new version of Ubuntu comes out or Linux comes out, it takes a wee while for it to settle down. So if you're using this one now and they bring a new one out next year, I would advise you to use it, to carry on using this one until they tell you that it's actually going to run out before you actually upgrade, because you don't have to upgrade. As I say, these are your sound and video programs here. If you're looking for a particular video program, you'll find it under this category. And you will also probably see different ones here. There's a DVD 95 converter. You've got DVD, movie and backup program. Now, if you're not sure what they are, just basically click on them and more information, and it'll tell you exactly what it is, and then you click install. Now, some will ask you to type in your administrator password, which you can do yourself, and some won't. Okay, so this is your software center where you get all the software you need for your Linux distro. Spotify is quite easy to run. Okay, so if you find that there's a Windows program you've been using before, what you do is you download the file, you save it to your downloads folder. And when it goes into your downloads folder, then basically, if I want to install Cam Studio X file, basically I would right click, I'd go to properties, I'd go to the permission tab, and I would give it permission. Then basically I would right click, open with Wine. Okay, now you need to install Wine on your computer if you're going to run a Windows program. And basically what it'll do is it'll put a Windows folder separate in the system where you can run your Windows programs from it. Now there's one here called this is Wine here. Okay, so you go to your software center and you type in Wine, W-I-N-E, and then you install the program through your software center. That's if you want to run a Windows program on a Linux computer. Okay, so if you have any problems with Ubuntu Linux, I broadcast every Sunday once a week from 5 o'clock. It was from 5 to 7, it's now from 5 to 9. We'll play a bit of music, we'll do the 4 hours, and if someone comes into the room that has a problem with their computer, feel free to ask them. We'll do our best to get the answer, and we'll do our best to help you free. Okay, we'll do it all free, and all we'll do is ask the people in the room, the sponsors, pop over to the website now and again on www.pccaremon.com, click on the banners, have a nosy, and if you decide to get something fair and well, and that'll support the show, because we do this free. Programs, accessories, you'll notice Spotify sits in there, which I've already installed. If I double click this, now you can install Spotify other ways, but this is more straightforward and handy. And this is Spotify here coming up. Okay, so you'll see that it actually works here.
Comme un sourire, quelque chose dans la voix qui paraît nous dévient, qui nous fait sentir étrangement bien.
Okay, don't ask me what that song is, because I haven't a clue. It just happened to be in the library, because I do a lot of friends use it. Okay, so that's Spotify, that's Camstudio Recorder, and that's your applications. Okay, to use the thermal to your advantage, let's see, let's try the thermal again. Let's type in this. Okay, sometimes it does it on a wireless keyboard. Comes up and says that the password's failed. Check root. I don't think that's the right command for it, but this is how basically you would use your terminal and on your Windows computer. If you notice here, there's a documentation on the terminal too, an introduction, run any application that is designed to run. Okay, it'll also tell you how to start it. Execute the following command: terminal. Follow command, terminal, /help. Okay, and this is basically how you use the terminal. Something similar to Windows CMD system, command system. Okay, friends, I hope you enjoyed the small tutorial of Ubuntu. As I say, I hope the sound works out well on us, and I will check the sound soon.